Hello, this is Riding with Ree. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My channel is all about first-time horse ownership alongside my city career. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, hit subscribe and join us. Thank you so much for your patience last week where there wasn't a video because I was quite ill with COVID. Managed to get it on Christmas Day, not fun. I can't remember where I got to with our abscess saga with Woody, but essentially he got a little bit more lame, so we called the vet back out just to check, and the abscess had just got quite deep and under the frog. So he continues to be off work, and actually we've slightly changed how we're treating the abscess and we're keeping him in this week. So this week's video is all about showing you how we're treating that abscess, as well as me having my first ride on him in 4 weeks, because we're allowed to do walk hacking on the roads, which is great news. So without further ado, we'll jump straight in. So I've just got to the yard. I have actually given a cuddle for Woody before you got here. But first things first is we're going to get him out, have a look at the poultice, which I'll show you in just a moment. Put the clay in it, which is the alternating thing that we're using. Go for our first little walk hack in a month. And then I will come back up later this afternoon and we'll go in the school once I poultice Woody back up. And then Woody can have a little wander around the school and I'll watch some Netflix just to break up his day a bit. So it's about 10 to 10 right now. I've come down later than I normally would to try and break up his day. So if I just get down here, you can see he's got the poultice on here, so we need to take that off. You're being so funny this morning, what are you doing? We need to take that off, and I'll try and show you the hole where the abscess is as well. Are you ready? He definitely seems a bit happier this morning, so hopefully the iodine and soil cleanse solution gave him a little bit of relief last night. Right, this is a very difficult angle to film, so I'm going to do my best to show you. But basically we've got the poultice here, and in hindsight I should have probably put some gaffer tape on it last night. So I'm just going to cut this off because we're replacing it with the clay. Hopefully I can show you if any of the gunk has come out. So this is all this colour because of the iodine, but also because of the dirt. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, pretty gunky. So I'm going to try and clean this out. Just grab some cotton pads to just clean it out because it's a bit gunky in there, and then we'll put the field paste on. Whoop. Good boy. I know, good boy. See if I can get you another angle so you can see what I'm looking at here. So that there is the abscess hole, quite deep. And the colour of his shoe here is just from the iodine. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. So we're going to cover this now in field paste, if I can get the lid off. So this is field paste. It's from Red Horse. And it's this thick sort of clay, and we're going to pack it in as much as we can, good boy, and create a layer so that nothing can get in there. And this stuff should help it heal a bit as well. I'm going to cover his whole hoof this time before we go out walking. So I've packed it onto the entire hoof here to cover all of it, Woody, as much as possible, and that's what it looks like. And that is the little pot. Oh, I just wiped my face, I think I've got some on it. But so that's the field paste. I'm just going to wipe the excess off my hands. I've completely covered it, and the vet just wants us to see how much it stays in when we go walk hacking. And then when we get back, if we need to repack it, we'll repack it, repoultice, and then pop him back in his box until this afternoon when I can take him out for a little wander. Right, that's all done. So I'm going to give Woody a quick groom, although he's not super dirty, and then we will go hacking for the first time in a month. Are you excited? I'm excited. Boots on. I am so excited. Even my hat has got mold on it, a little bit of mold somewhere at the front, I think, because it's been in here for so long. Oh, I'm so happy we can just go for a little walk. And the vet said it'll be really nice for keeping his mind occupied as well, which is always nice to break up his day. So yeah, we're just going for a little walk up the road, nothing crazy, staying off any sort of wet, muddy patches as you'd expect. And we won't go too far today because I just want to see how he is, so we might go just to the end of the road. Are you ready, Mr. Wood? Right, we are all set to go. Are you excited, Mr. Wood? I have my race safe on because, you know, Woody is very good, but he hasn't been ridden in over a month and I'm not willing to take the chance of not wearing it and possibly ending up with a broken back. No thanks. So, race safe. Woody's all ready. You're looking really smart today, aren't you? I'm so excited, let's go. Now, Woody and I are walking over to the indoor school. I'm going to get on in the indoor school instead of on the yard. And the reason for that is that Woody hasn't been ridden in 4 weeks. And if he were to buck, I'd much rather fall off on a surface in here than fall off on the yard. And I'm not expecting him to do that, but I've also never not ridden him for 4 weeks. And so this is a little bit of a sort of sensible check-in, really. Walk on. That's it. Right. Good boy. We're on. So we're just going to walk to the end of the road and back. That's the plan. In fact, I'm going to go this way. It's a bit quieter. Boy. That's it. Good boy. Well done. Good boy. He is so brilliant. How many horses could you get on after a month of no riding and just go for a hack? Hey, good boy. I feel really out of practice. Walk on. So as you can see and probably hear, Woody is sort of marching along. He's really enjoying himself. He's snorting a bit and being a bit spooky, which is all to be expected and totally normal for him, really, if slightly heightened because he hasn't been ridden. I'm not asking anything of him at the moment. I'm just taking it easy. I'm not putting him in outline or anything like that. I just wanted to see how he felt first. And actually, he feels great in walk. He's striding out, as you can see, and yeah, really pleased so far. Morning. Morning. Good boy. Thank you. Good boy. Really, the only challenge I had on this hack was that obviously we're staying on the road and I don't want him to go on any mud because of his hoof. and so that means when it comes to passing things or being careful of puddles on the road and things, it can be a little bit difficult because you don't want to put them on the verge. And of course you can't tell people why you're not going on the verge. I'm really lucky that all of the drivers around here are super considerate, and I think actually having my race safe on made people slow down a bit more. I think a lot of people maybe thought I was on a young horse. So you can see this car here was brilliant, and we were able to just walk past. They were really great, and we had a similar thing with the cyclist, which I'll show you in a moment. So I wouldn't normally stop Woody for cyclists because I almost don't want to alert him to anything different. But in this case, I didn't want him to spook onto the mud, so I let him stop so that he could see the cyclists, they could see me, get a chance to go in single file and come past, and they were brilliant. I couldn't fault them at all. Good boy. Hi, morning. Good boy. That's all right, sweet pea. Oh, sorry, he hasn't been out. Sorry, it's his first ride in a month, so he's a little bit fresh. That's all right. Thank you. It's all right, sweetheart. Easy, boy. Easy. Ooh. So as you can tell here, Woody is starting to march along at quite a pace. So I'm starting to now put him into an outline. And just when I had a dressage clinic with Melissa Beer a few months ago, and she talked about riding your horse in a box. So coming through from the back end and then holding the reins as like a barrier and keeping all the energy up in the centre of the box. So I do put him in an outline on the way home. One, because it's great for him and great for building that muscle back up. And two, it does just make these things a bit more manageable. I don't really want him striding on, especially if he is a little bit sore. So I'll show you a bit of that now. Well done, puppet. Nice. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. Oh boy. Good boy. Yeah. You get that bridle off. They're nice. Was that nice? Little trouble pig. Good boy. Have a lot of it. Oh. I love you. Yes. Yes. Right, let's see how the field paste has coped. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh. So unfortunately you can see here that a lot of the field paste has come out and dislodged. So what I'm going to have to do is clean this out again and then redo it and, oh, steady, poultice back on the top. Good boy, it's all right. So I'm going to show you the equipment that I have to poultice. I've not actually poulticed before because last time the vet did it, the time before that Hannah did it, so I'm doing this for the first time, so we'll see how we get on. So the first thing I have is Animal Intex poultice. I have a cloth which I'm just using to rub over the top once I've cleaned everything out with clean cotton pads. I've got a hoof brush which is just going to help me to get everything out of his hooves, along with a hoof pick which also has a little hoof brush. Oh, this is a bit dirty because it was on the floor this morning, but I have the Red Horse field paste. This is what I'm going to fill the crack with. I have my vet wrap. I do have actual vet wrap. This is essentially the same thing, it's just a different brand. And then I have gaffer tape, which I'm going to put on top of the poultice and the vet wrap to keep it dry and stop it getting wet, because later today I'm going to come back up and I'm going to take Woody in the school so he can have a leg stretch. So obviously I don't really want it all getting wet and soaked. So that's the plan. So what I actually need to do, and I have scissors, which are essential for all of this. So with the gaffer tape, it's really hard to just put it on and wrap it round. So what a lot of people do is make shapes on blocks. I'm going to try and show you. So what I've seen people do, although I've not done it myself, is to make shapes. I'm going to drop this down actually. Is to make the shape that it's going to go on the hoof already. So you can just stick it on in one piece. That's sort of the plan anyway. So we do it like this. I think some people do it in a star shape. I feel like I've sort of committed to the square now, which is stupid really, but we'll just see. It's all a learning curve. This is first time horse ownership at its finest. And if it all goes wrong, it's not going to be the end of the world, because he's in his stable anyway. So we make sure that they're all sticking together. And because this is going on the outside of 2 layers, it's not like it has to be sterile clean. You all right, Poppet? And a couple more into the end. So that should be enough to cover most of the hoof, and then what we'll do is take the tape and add any bits that aren't any gaps, essentially. Right, now I'm going to try and show you how I'm doing this, but we'll see. This is a janky video, and I'm sorry, and thank you for being here. Welcome to 2022. So I've actually brought an old towel here so I can put his foot on it and keep it dry if he puts it down in the middle of me doing all of this. So first thing is, oh boy, I know. I'm just going to scrape out everything I can. I'm going to get with the cotton wool as well. Boy, I know. So I'm basically just trying to clean the abscess a little bit, or where it was. I'm just going to pop his foot onto the towel. Good boy. This is something I should have done before I came over here, but I need to cut this poultice into a hoof shape. So my scissors. I have this sort of random extra corner, which is what we soak to cover the abscess hole on the alternate day. So maybe I can show you that tomorrow. So we're creating like a hoof shaped pad, which is going to cover the field paste. This is so hard to do on your own with one hand. Okay, there we go. It's a pad anyway. And then I'm going to put the rest away so that it is staying clean. And I'm also going to get my vet wrap ready, because I think that by the time I put the field paste in and I've got my poultice ready, my hands are going to be covered. Hopefully he doesn't move, or this whole thing is going to be a disaster. You're such a good boy. All right, up, up, up. That's a good boy. So I'm packing this with the field paste again, right into that hole. This is actually much easier to apply this time. I think perhaps I wasn't taking big enough chunks. This is what it looks like, if you can see. I'm covering the frog as well, so that there are no gaps. So I think the trick here is to take quite a lot into your hand, because I think before I wasn't taking enough, and then you end up just moving it around on the hoof, which can be a bit frustrating because you feel like it's not really sitting anywhere it should be. So getting all the cracks. And if I'm being really honest, this is probably going to be the reality of our winter now. Now that I know that he's sort of prone to this, this is probably going to be part of our winter routine in general, I would imagine, because I'll just cover up his frogs and stuff so that there's no chance for even any of this to start. So I've covered the whole of it up again, and now I'm going to put the poultice on. So grab that piece that I know. Hey, hey, hey. Woody, pack it in. Need the whole thing because we're just covering up. Oh, it's all right. It's just my phone. The abscess. Good boy. I know. Stand. Good boy. Just check I haven't gone. I know. Hey, Woody, please. Ask him to put that one down on the towel again. And then I'm going to grab the gaffer tape. Up, up. Hi. Up, up. Wait. You know Rhiannon Davis? Yes, that's me actually. Oh, I should have. Just put this on so it doesn't get wet. Good boy. Put it there. So you can see it's covered the base. It's not completely neat, which is my fault, but I'm just going to go round the edges again, but it's sort of got most of it. So we'll just go around the edges. So you can see here, it's not perfect, but it's better than nothing, you know? Sometimes that's all we can ask for. Good boy. So that's it for now. Woody is going to go away in his box. And I'm going to come up a little bit later this afternoon and take him in the school so he can have a leg stretch and a roll if he wants to. And I'll clean my tack while he does that so I can keep an eye on him. Hey? Good boy. But otherwise he's staying in, so this will be the routine now for the next few days. So I will see you in a bit. I'm in here with Woody. It's not too cold, so I've taken his rug off so that he can have a little roll if he wants one. I haven't brought my bridle to clean because actually I'm up a little bit later than I thought I would be. And there's going to be people who want to ride soon, so I wanted to get him in before that. I'm sure he'll have a roll in a minute. Don't you want to roll? Go on, have a little play or something. Woody is the biggest mama's boy I have ever met, but it is very, very cute. Every day that I've been bringing him in here, it's been really nice actually, because I let him wander off on his own. I want him to have his independent time to, you know, sniff and do whatever he wants to do and wander about, but he always comes back for a little cuddle, and that's so nice. I feel like our bond has really shown in the last few weeks, and it's been quite lovely actually, given the circumstances. So that is it. I hope that you enjoyed this week's video. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, share them below. Otherwise, I will see you next week, Friday at 4 PM GMT. Bye for now.